All right, we'll finish up here, guys, with a look at GoDaddy per the voting in our poll this morning. So we haven't looked at this. I don't recall ever having looked at this. Pretty nice looking trend. So really, here we're going back to our low here is 15. Our pivot up here is 18. So a nice 3-year impulse heading up. Beautiful. So no reason not to go with a 3-4 here. You got the ABC is there. It's pretty straightforward count. Let's back that up. So, you know, it's nice. It's all kind of makes sense. We see the little low volume node over here, and that makes sense. We kind of bring it over, and you go, okay, nice little divot. Didn't quite make the 50, but there's definitely some 3-wave corrective structure there. So no reason to assume anything other than 1, 2, 3, 4. Now looks like we've got an impulse to give us a 1 wave, 2 potentially now going in. But note again here, this little low volume node here, we bring that over and you can see how that would make sense. And then let's get just standard ops, right? We'll put looking for a wave 2 anywhere between the 50 and the 618. Let's pull this off here. So nothing particularly difficult there. Now what that would set up, so we have a couple of different targets. We have the algo target from here after this here, right? So here's first target of this degree of the big one, right? So you see that there. But if this is going to be a 1, 2, 3, right? Doesn't look like that would make a lot of sense. So I'm going to pull this off. And then look here, so if correctly identified here, if this is the 3, 4, and we're in the 1, 2. Now, of course, you know, you got to be careful about the fact that the 4 into the 1 can look a lot like the ABC. Now, the reason, again, here's where Elliott can be helpful. This really is a pretty solid looking impulse. So while I recognize that in terms of the retracement relationship, yes, I still have an internal retracement, could be the AB. The subdivision really doesn't support that. So even go down to a 4-hour here, it looks pretty good. So let's get that wave 1 wicked off here. So 1, 2, 3, the 4 is a little shaky, but the 5 you end with a diagonal in the 5th. And it's all pretty. Nothing terribly complicated. Let's get this tightened up. Whoops. Yeah, were you good there? Okay, so you'd have to work this A, B, C. 1, 2, 3, 4, and I think this was pretty good as well. So working from the 2, what do? All right, so boom, right to algo target. That's what starts the sell-off. So nothing out of the ordinary here, just the basics. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 gives me the 1. Now we're with that retrace. Let me get this back on here. Okay, so let's tighten that up. It's going to be my shortest video in history. All right, so what does that set up for us, right? We know this is the first thing I'm going to do. All right, now I've got a modifier on here, so let's go back to original. So not quite a golden. Yep, so are we spot on there? I'm a little, bear with me a second here. Let's get this right. You got to do these when you move it around here. Let's get this 2 down here. All right, so let's come back here now. It looks pretty tight. So if we're going to get a true third of this at this degree, 1, 2, right? This is our shorthand for the 1618. So that's a quick way just to lay out a roadmap. So that's what a gorgeous looking trade that is. Again, why would you not take that trade, right? So, maybe you don't have you're not allocating into equities, right? So, I mean, we can look at trades all day long. But for those of you that were requesting this, I mean, that's just why would you not take that, right? You've already had the reaction off of the pivot here. You've got a perfect corner pocket in play now. So you can look at this is just perfect, right? I love it when they're just right there when I can give them to you. So if let's do it this way. All right, so if you're a buyer right now, all right, so we'll put our stop under the 65. We got a wave 3 target. Let's get all of that. All right, 9 to 1. So you could trade this with options, right? So with the move down here, right, so you know put premium is going to be inflated. Calls shouldn't be too terribly bad. So you could just buy an at-the-money call right there. Now, when you do that, though, you got to commit to a trading plan that says if it breaks that 65, I will get out, because I know, guys, I've mentioned this many times. That's the temptation with an option, because you'd want to be, well, look here. So we want to be buying an option that would have at minimum 6 months, minimum, more likely, because if we're just using the median lines here, that's projecting January of 20, so you'd need a 6-month option there so you don't get burned by time decay. The puts are going to be more inflated after that sell-off here, so you could buy right at the money. Now, but what I was trying to get to, if it breaks the 65, you sell the bloody option. You just, that is just, it's very tempting to go, oh, well, I got 5 more months. What's the big deal? I'll just wait and see if it comes back. I promise you guys that's a bad idea. I have done that so many times. And then, what was I? 8 years as an option broker, watching clients do that, and my saying, you might want to, I've just seen it thousands of times. Well, it's got plenty of time. Let's just see what happens. Right? What I've tried to teach you guys many times. The market punishes mistakes. Not sticking to a trading plan. Now, again, I'm kind of suggesting that be your, God damn it, that be your trading plan. Never fails. God damn, I forgot to turn it off. If you're a buyer here, if you don't stick to that trading plan and go, well, right, we know, all right, maybe we're going to 786, that would be fine. No, well, maybe we're going to the 887. Well, maybe it's going to be an ABC, it's deeper, right? That's right. That's the C. It's the not sticking to that plan. That's the mistake. Right? Much better. See, it still may do that. So you could have a deeper too, but you want to get out of that option because of the possibility that it does that. You want to get out of that option, then revisit it. It gets down here. You don't lose the 80%. It's always the caveat is the pivot has to hold. Right? That's what gives you the 80%. So if you start here, breaks, well, what happened to my 80%? Well, the pivot broke. We come down here. What happened to my 80% if it goes to the 887? Well, the 80% is still there, but it's got to be, you got to nail the turn, right? Which is why it's actually, I didn't really mean to go into that, but that's the point of why I like this trade so much, because the exit is so close. So if you can get them right there, so here you are. Look, this is just fucking perfect, right between the 50 and the 618. Right, we've gone down to the 618. We're back to the 50. We are in the buy zone. That is take action zone. Don't let that. Don't wait. Take that. Those of you that requested that, I hope you're already long. There is no reason not to be in that trade. The risk reward, there's 8 to 1. Do it with an option, right? So the leverage, the potential of being right here would be substantial. I'd buy right at the money with 6 months. Simple. Right? Nothing complicated. You don't tie up a bunch of capital by buying the underlying, right? So you can be a little more aggressive with the spread. Actually, I won't get into. There's a couple of different things you could do here, because with the push down, that's going to inflate the out of the money puts. So you could sell a put spread here, use that premium to help offset the cost of the call. But that's a subject for another day. But right now, buy it. Buy it. Those of you, I know we're watching this, if you're a member, you're crypto only. If you're on YouTube, I'm like, oh, fuck, I don't know. I'm not long GoDaddy. I'm not a stock trader. The point is, whatever it is, the underlying doesn't matter. You see that setup, that's a must take. What else are you waiting for if you don't take that? What are you waiting for? These... You have got to take that trade. There is no better setup. I cannot put a better setup in front of you. Must take. All right, we'll watch that one. It doesn't mean, see, when I say must take, that doesn't mean, guaranteed winner. That just means that setup has proven to be profitable more times than not. That's what you're looking for. That has to be in your playbook. That's one to take a snapshot of that, put and say, whenever I see that, I take the trade. This could be crypto, this could be FX, this could be equities, could be a 1 minute in the S&P. Does not matter. That's a must-take trade. All right, you see that? Jump. Okay, guys. Talk to you later.